Hello and welcome to the second video of Blender Quick Clips. Today, once again, we are going to be focusing on this main viewport here, as well as this toolbar, although we are going to be getting into a little bit of this bottom section here. Alright, so the main challenge of this video is going to be changing the shape of this cube. In the last video, we learned how to add new cubes, add new meshes, delete meshes, and other such stuff. And in this video, we're going to learn to edit the actual shape of the mesh itself. Shape of it, what you need to do is you need to switch to edit mode. And that's where down here comes in. We have this little option, and we see that we're in object mode. Well, we click on that, and we can switch to edit mode. As easy as that. Alright, now we see we have these little dots here, and a little dot there, and other such little items, and we have this little edge there, and we have all these options down here changed. And if you notice, the toolbar options even changed. So a lot of the stuff that we see all changed. So now, what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to move one of these little points. See that little point there? We're going to try to move that point. So in the previous video, we selected items by left clicking, or right clicking. I'm sorry, right clicking. So in this, what we're going to try to do is we're just going to try to left click that corner. Alright, so I selected that corner. We're going to try it on a different corner. Alright, looks like we can select corners now. Or vertices, or a vertex. So now, as before, if you remember, we pressed G or translate to move the objects around. So we're also going to press translate again and see if we can indeed move that point around. If we press G, we can move that point around. So I'm going to say move it right about, I don't know, there, and say that's good. Maybe move it a little bit in this way. Alright, so we have moved that point there. Now, I could move each of these points like this, and that would take forever, but what we can also do now is we can select multiple of these vertices, or vertices. What we do is we hold shift like before with the different objects. We can now select multiple vertices, and we can grab this entire face and move it around. Same over here, is same shortcut as before. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to change what we're selecting. See, right now we're selecting vertices, and what we're going to try to do now is we're going to see if we can't change what we're selecting to edges. So what I just did is I went down here and I clicked edges. We have vertices there. If we hover over it for a second, vertex select. We have edge select and face select. So we're going to try out edge select. So we're going to select this edge here, and we're going to move this edge. And looks like we can move that edge pretty well. Alright, we can move it in. And just like before, if we select, we can also select multiple of them. We can even scale them like that. Rotate them as well. Now what we're going to do is we're also going to try the same thing but with faces. Rather than selecting the edge, rather than having to select all four vertices, we can just select the whole face entirely. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this face and pull it out here. Like that. Alright, so we can move around this cube, and now it's really not very cube looking. What we want to do is we want to add to the shape now. So we're done messing around there. Now what we want to do is we want to add to it. So there's a option on this toolbar. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click this little button, extrude region. So I'm going to click that, and voila, we have ourselves another more mesh to work with, I guess. So now we have that there, and we can move that around once again, just like before. We can move the vertices around as thus before as well. But there's another thing we can do is we can actually delete parts of this mesh. So if I once again extrude, by the way, the shortcut for extrude region is just E. I'm going to move that over there, and I'm going to go to vertice mode, and I'm going to select that vertice, and I'm going to press X. And we have here an option when we click delete. We're going to select vertices and see what that deletes. Alright, so it looks like we have deleted vertices there, and so that's how we delete those vertices there. And now we're going to try to delete only an edge. So we're going to move to edge mode, select an edge, and press X. Rather than selecting vertices, we're going to select edge, and thus with the face, just like before, X, select only faces. So there we go. Now one more thing, if we select here and then press X, it will delete only that face. It won't delete the vertices around it, and that's for it. Alright, now we've done that. Now we have this little strange thing over there that I'm going to delete. X, delete vertices. Now that we've put some holes in our mesh, now let's see if we can't fix these holes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select these four corners here, and as you can see in face select mode, in face select mode, I can't really select. There's not a face there for me to select. And in edge select mode, I can select these edges the same as the vertices, like that, or I can select the vertices. It doesn't really matter in this case. What I'm going to do is press F. I don't know what F stands for. I pressed F, and what it does is it fills this area. That'd be a good thing for it. Fill, I guess, or face. I don't know. So it filled my selection with mesh. So now we have ourselves a face there once again. And so I'm gonna go over here, and let's say we make 3 rather than 4 selections, and press F. Why? It makes a face in the shape of a triangle. We can do that once again, like this, and press F, like that. Now, other options here. Alright, so we can now delete mesh and move mesh around and extrude mesh. And one more tool I'm going to show you, and then we're going to be done, is loop, cut, and slide. It's very handy. We can select it now, and we can slide this around and say, alright, there. And it cuts an entire loop around our object, except for, of course, like, it has some problems with the new mesh that we create and stuff. But other than that, I find that tool is very helpful. Your challenge from this video is to press every single one of these buttons on this toolbar here. See all these buttons? All these edit mode toolbar buttons, I want you to press and test out and figure out each one of them and what they do. Alright, I'll see you in the next, what am I calling these? Tutorial clips, I guess. See you in the next tutorial clip.